Dorothea of Saxe-Lauenburg, consort of Christian III from 1525 and Queen consort of Denmark and Norway. She was daughter of Duke Magnus I of Saxe-Lauenburg and Catherine, daughter of Henry IV, Duke of Brunswick-Lüneburg. Her sister Catherine was the first consort of Gustav I of Sweden. Dorothea was raised in one of the first states in Germany where the Reformation was proclaimed, and was affected from Lutheranism early in life. She was married to Christian on 29 October 1525 at Lauenburg Castle. They lived at their own courts in Haderslev-Torning. She became queen in 1533, though due to the civil war that immediately followed her husband's accession to the throne, her coronation did not take place until 1537. In 1548, she accompanied her daughter Anna to her wedding in Saxony. Queen Dorothea was interested in politics, and although it is unclear exactly how much influence she had, she is thought to have participated in appointing and dismissing officials. She was, however, prevented from taking a formal seat in the council. She never learned to speak Danish. Her control over her ladies-in-waiting was strict. In 1540, Birgitte was freed from her engagement with her assistants, which led to a law banning arranged engagements of minors. She was widowed in 1559. As a widow, she lived in Kolding, and she visited her children in Germany regularly once a year. She exerted a stern discipline over her children even after they had become adults, and her acts as a guardian to them were described as strict and intense. She often protected the younger children from the reigning brother, and favored her younger son. She is thought to have been behind the fact that her oldest son married late in his reign. She opposed the match between the king and Anne of Hardenberg. Queen Dowager Dorothea fell in love with her brother-in-law and neighbor, Duke John II of Schleswig-Holstein-Haderslev, during her marriage, and wished to marry him after her husband's death, in 1559. This was opposed by her son and by various theologians and ultimately prevented, but she worked hard to accomplish it. This began the breakdown of her relationship with her son, King Frederick, which had never been particularly close. Her relationship to her reigning son grew worse during the War of 1563–70, in which she disagreed, and when the king discovered, in 1567, that she had issued negotiations to arrange a marriage between her son Magnus and a Princess Sophia of Sweden. This last made the king regard her almost a traitor, and he exiled her to Sonderborg Castle, where she spent the remainder of her life. Children. Christian and Dorothea had the following children: Anne of Denmark, consort to Augustus, Elector of Saxony; Frederick II, Magnus, King of Livonia; Johann II, Duke of Schleswig-Holstein-Sonderburg-Plön; Dorothea of Denmark, consort to William, Duke of Brunswick-Lüneburg and mother to George, Duke of Brunswick-Lüneburg. Queen Dorothea is interred next to her husband in Roskilde Cathedral near Copenhagen. Ancestry. Descent from Canute IV of Denmark. She was a direct descendant of Canute IV of Denmark and brought the line of his daughter Cecilia Knudstatter back into the Danish royal line. Canute IV of Denmark, Cecilia Knudstatter, Inger Erikdatter, Esbensnær, Ingeborg Esbensdatter, Ingeborg Pedersdatter, Albert III, Count of Gleichen, Christine of Gleichen, Heinrich X, Count of Schwarzburg-Blankenburg, Gunther 25, Count of Schwarzburg-Blankenburg in Sondershausen, Gunther 29, Count of Schwarzburg-Blankenburg, Heinrich XXIV, Count of Schwarzburg-Blankenburg, Anna of Schwarzburg-Blankenburg, Elizabeth of Stolberg-Wernigerode, Henry IV, Duke of Brunswick-Lüneburg, Catherine of Brunswick-Wolfenbüttel, Dorothea of Saxe-Lauenburg.